Showbiz and Leigh Drew on 97.7 FM.
If something's gone awry, and I feel it too. I couldn't tell you why, but when the spotlight throws my shadow, it's a powerful relief. And now the party's still partying.
That's the voice of my next guest. If you can get along to the Alex Theatre in St Kilda tonight or tomorrow night, do so. Take in a wonderful experience. It's 2 hours of cabaret. The Paris Underground Cabaret is a wonderful night of entertainment. It's saucy, it's burlesque, a little naughty at times. It's magical. There's breathtaking aerials. There's quirky circus and a song or two in there too. Some of the classics with a European tinge of cabaret coming through them. The style is just sensational. And the lady responsible for those songs and the classic way she does them is online now. Aurora Kurth, nice to have you with us. Thanks for joining me today.
Hi, Leigh. Thanks
How are you?
Me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. After what you did to me the other night, I don't know whether I should have you or not. But what a coincidence. You didn't know you were going to be on this program. You didn't know who I was. You knew you were going to come on this show. But you didn't know who I was. And there I got picked out of the audience, pulled up on stage by this lady who... Well, you tell the audience what happened.
Well, there's a song in the show that involves a little bit of audience participation. Mm-hmm. And I always just follow my womanly instinct when I travel out into the crowd and I spy a face or two that just, it's hard to even explain, they just seem like the right fit for the act. Mm-hmm. And so I did approach your beautiful lady, May, and I was sort of very unsubtly hitting on you, and she offered you up.
Yes,
actually.
I know. I could have
like
choked
a lamb to the slaughter.
Yes, I know.
And I just took that cue and ran with it.
You know, I think I said to you after the show, I'm one of those guys who like to be in control. If I'm behind a microphone, on stage, comparing, that's great. I can do all of that. But when I'm dragged out, you are the first person ever to have dragged me onto the stage. I'm turning 70, and you're the first person ever to do it.
Well, it was a joy.
It was fun. It was fun. Now I know what I've missed out on all my life.
Well, look, I mean, I think audience participation is not always fun.
Yes.
You know, the truth is that some people, I find that they treat the people that they bring up, the audience members, with just a little bit of not enough care for my liking. Mm-hmm. And so I just want the people that get involved to feel really held. It's fun, but they're never really embarrassed or left on their own, or, you know, I've got control of the situation in a really sort of kind way, I think.
Well, you did all of the way. You really did. Singing this. What was the song you were singing to me again?
It's I Who Have Nothing.
That's right, I Who Have Nothing, yes.
Of course, made famous by the beautiful Shirley Bassey.
Shirley Barassi, I call her.
Exactly.
Ron, I always announced her as Shirley Barassi, Ron's sister. Over the years. Shirley Barassi. Look, it's a fun night. It's a fun night. And Richard Vegas, the magician, isn't he phenomenal?
Yeah, he's absolutely brilliant. He actually trained as an actor. He was at, it was either the VCA or NIDA. It may have been NIDA. I think he might be a Sydney boy.
He was NIDA, yeah.
Yeah. So he's incredibly trained as an actor, but has sort of really moved right into illusion and magic for years and years, and has been obviously sort of dabbling in emceeing over the years. But this show now, he's just honed his skills, and I can vouch for that. I've seen it. I saw the first show all those years ago at Red Benny, and to now he's just a bona fide, you know, stand-up comedian / MC now.
Well, how he gets that table to float and move around, I was trying to see where all the wires were. There weren't any there that I could see. And I was talking to Richard after the show, and I was dying to ask him. I thought, no, you can't do that to a magician. You're not allowed to do that to illusionists. No, I mustn't do it.
Right.
But, you know, where's all the cables? Tell me. You can tell me. It's only you and me talking.
Look, you know, it's just you and I. I mean, I could... Do you know what?
What?
He will not let us near that table.
Really?
Please.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. That is, he has a special spot for it. We call it, for those of you who are not in showbiz, there's props tables, and you have them side of stage, and that's where you have all your things that you're going to use throughout the show, as you well know. Mm-hmm. And he has his own little props table for that table that sits up, and you're not allowed to touch it, and there's always a little, you know, sort of prep talk before the show. Don't go near my table. I do know some of the other secrets, but of course I wouldn't reveal them. But
well,
the table one, I don't.
All right, the levitating. The levitating was just marvellous.
Oh, I know, and I know the secret.
I've got a rough idea, but I could be totally wrong, so I'm not going to push you on it. But yeah, look, it's just wonderful. It's a fantastic night. May and I went home and raving about it. Sorry?
Yeah, well, it's just been so well received. You know, we've really travelled very far and wide with this show across Australia to sort of very street-savvy audiences such as the Melbourne crowd, such as yourselves, and then to beautiful, warm, receptive audiences in places like, you know, Margaret River in Western Australia, and everywhere, without fail, it's just proven to be just a beautiful and fun and sexy night for everybody.
Well, it is all of that, and it's the burlesque in there. Look, I sat back and thinking to myself, even a little bit of vaudeville coming in here too, because the way Richard sort of emceed things through the night and carried on, you can really see vaudeville coming through him.
Yeah, well, that's, you know, backstage we often watch a lot of the old vaudeville routines, and I, for one, am an absolute addict. And even this morning I was going through old sideshow videos with my stepson, introducing him to the world of, you know, sideshows and vaudeville, and, you know, it's just, you've got to keep that tradition going. Beautiful stuff,
yeah, beautiful stuff. Put on your French accent for me. Say something.
Bonjour, Elvie. It's so wonderful to be here today. Thank you for having me on the radio, on the Little Wireless program.
Throwing character there to that.
Something, or I don't know, you know.
Want a cup of tea?
I don't drink, darling.
No, that's right. We're going back on stage now, aren't we? Yes, we'll just play the song, and I who have nothing, I won't tell the audience what you did to me on stage, but and where the microphone went, but it was all very interesting. It was great. You must love doing this. I can hear the love in your voice.
Oh, it's the best job, and you know you have to love it because it's so irregular and up and down, and if you don't just relish every moment of being on that stage, then you just sort of crumble in a heap, really, because it's a life of never quite knowing where your next paycheck is coming from.
That's right, as an actor, yeah.
And I've chosen that life, though, and I'm not very good at anything else, so it's lucky that it's working out.
But it's your profession, it's your craft, isn't it?
It is. I've trained a long time. I've had a lot of voice training since I was about 12, and I'm just over 40 now. So that's quite a long time of working on the voice. I've still got a vocal coach.
Good.
And and all my lots of years of going to acting classes and acting drama school, and life just sort of laid itself out before me, and it was definitely going to be the stage. I couldn't avoid it.
I was just going to say to you, why acting? What influenced you to get into it?
Well, I think I was always just a little sort of attention-seeking, rambunctious child, and it seemed like drama classes were the perfect fit, you know, for me to just focus that sort of almost unwieldy energy, and it did focus it very, very well. And singing, I've always found I almost seem to be able to express myself better through song than with just, you know, talking to people. So the marriage of acting and singing that comes through cabaret was like a dream come true to find for me. Yeah.
It's a very, what can I say, a very busy sort of program you've got. You don't miss a line anywhere. It's bang, 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 all the way through. When you come off stage, how do you relax?
Well, I don't think it's that hard to relax afterwards, because if you feel like you've really given a really great performance, you get this sort of, all those natural endorphins start, you know, pumping through your body. So you have this natural sort of, even though you're talking about how do you relax, but I'm talking about getting a natural high, which seems the opposite of sort of calming down. But that high is actually, I find it very relaxing. And I find that I can really sleep well after a good show, and everything that is sort of is my way of relaxing is the up of performance. But that's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yes, and almost like the next show you're going to be doing very soon. Tell us about that. That's coming up.
Oh, my Macbeth.
Yes, Macbeth.
Well, I've got this beautiful I trained, one of the drama schools I went to was called the John Bolton Theatre School, and it was a very European-style physical theatre school, and we did a lot of different methodologies of acting, such as, commedia dell'arte and melodrama and grotesque theatre, and it was all based around improvisation. And there's a group of graduates that I've been in a theatre company with for about 7 years now, and it's called Company 13. And we have been courting the Arts Centre, Fairfax, for quite some time. And we've had little mild sort of, rendezvous in there, but they've finally picked us up for a season. And that's actually not till January, but it's an adaptation of Macbeth, and it's called Macbeth, and it's from audiences of 12 up.
Wonderful. Wonderful. It'll be something to go and see in January over the school holiday time. Yeah.
You'll love it. You'll love
it. It'll be really good. Aurora, it's a delight to catch up with you again today. We had a lot of fun on Wednesday night, and if my listeners are wanting something to do tonight and tomorrow, they've got a bit of free time, go and see this wonderful cabaret. It's called Paris Underground at a delightful theatre in St Kilda. It's called the Alex Theatre, and it's not to be missed. Only 2 more nights. Don't miss it, because I want you to go and see this. It's just full of everything you'll totally enjoy. Great to catch up, Aurora. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for a lovely...
Fantastic.
Thank you for a lovely night. It was just delightful. Really was.
Well, you have a wonderful weekend, Leigh, and we'll see you soon.
You will do. Take care, dear.
All right,
okay,
bye.
bye-bye to you.